Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Naufal Lufti. Today I'm going to present to you about DTMF decoder, which is used in our daily life, but it is most beneficial for when we are trying to call someone, or when we are trying to control a device or use it as a remote controller, because a specific numbers on the keypad will emit a certain frequency or sound that have a dual tone frequency, which is high and low. Each keypad has its own specific frequency, such as number 8. When we press 8, it will emit a sound, but in logisim we don't have any sound generator, so just a silent circuit, unless we can show it in our Arduino Tinkercad. Okay, from here, how we can make the display becomes 1, 2, 3 until 0 is by when we first push the buttons on the keypad, it will emit a high input, and then the high input then will be transferred into our registers. Our registers has been inputted with its own memory. So this memory consists of 4 bits numbers. These 4 bits numbers is a memory of each number, such as this is for 0, this is for 1, 2, 3, and so on until 9. And then this works as a on button. When we turn it on, such as we turn on the 0, it will load the 0 into the multiplexer, and then also when we turn or push the button, it will automatically goes into our priority encoder, which will choose which numbers will be shown on our 7-segment display. And then from the multiplexer, we can see that there are a selector and then the output piezo crystal. From the multiplexer, when we input the numbers, the memory will be inputted, the 4-bit number will be inputted into the multiplexer, and then the selector, which we have here, from the priority encoder, the priority encoder will choose the number which one to be shown on the, or which one to be the output in the multiplexer. And then in the OR gates here, OR gates will act as a clock. When it is high, it will upload the output or the encoded numbers that we choose from the priority encoder. And then as we choose the output, it will go to piezo crystal, and then the piezo crystal will input it into our decoder, 7-segment decoder. In this 7-segment decoder, we will change it into 7 bits numbers. The 7-bit numbers represent each bars on the 7-segment display, because there are about 7 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So as we push the button like 5, it will only turn on the bars that we want to show, such as 5, we have this is bar A, and then so on. Okay, how the DTMF works is, so the multiplexer and the priority encoder and the registers works as our piezo crystal. that converts our numbers into, we can change it into our 7 segment. So this here we have a 7 segment decoder. So when we choose a multiplexer here, it's because we want to select a specific bits of numbers, such as 4 bits numbers. So when we choose a number from a selector, we will then give out an output on the piezo crystal, such as 4. Then it will choose the 4 output, and then it will give out an output, the piezo crystal 4. So it will go through here at the decoder. And then why we choose a priority encoder here is because we want to select a number when we input any high numbers. So such as when we input 0, then it will give out an output of 0, so it will give out an output to the selector, and then the selector will choose from the multiplexer and give out an output to the piezo crystal. And then from here, which is the decoder we have here is 4 to 16 actually, 4 to 16 decoder, but we choose to give out an output of 7 because it is the 7 segment. It is for the 7 segment display. So when we inputted 4 bits, then it will give out 1 bit of outputs. 1 bit of output will be transferred into the 7 segment decoder. Alright, how the keypad works is by generating a frequency, certain frequency. So what we have here is a specific high frequency and low frequency for each numbers. So for like 1, it will, when we put 1, it will give out a sound like I'll show you in the Arduino. So the sound will be transferred into the piezo crystal, and then the piezo crystal will transfer it into 4 bits numbers, and then the 4 bits numbers will transfer it into the 7 segment and display each number that is being pushed. Thank you. Alright, this is how we are going to introduce. I'm going to introduce you how my project works is by using Tinkercad. So we have 3 devices here, which is the piezo buzzer or piezo crystal. And then the second one is 7 segment display. And then the third one is our keypad that we use the same as logisim. So in here, as we start the simulation, as you can see, when we inputted numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, so it will give out a certain frequency or a certain sound on the buzzer. So you can say that there are specific high and low frequency on each buttons, on each numbers, but I don't register the frequency on A, B, C, D, hashtag and the asterisk because it is not in my logisim. So from here, when we input the numbers such as 1, we say that the keypad will emit a sound from the buzzer, and then the piezo crystal will detect the frequency, and then the frequency will be changed into 1 and zeros, or into 4 bit numbers, to 1 and zeros. So like when we see in our logisim, we have the 4 bits to represent as certain numbers, such as 000 for 0, 001 for 1. And then when it is converted into 4 bits numbers, and then it will go through the encoder, 7-segment decoder in our logisim, in our 7-segment decoder. So okay, 7-segment decoder will give out certain outputs, which is when we push one, and then it will turn these parts or these bars into a red colored bars. So it is inputted high numbers, high input there, such as when we put into 2, so it will give high input at different bars. So that's how 7-segment decoders works. Thank you.